those moms who you look at and you say, wow, that's a super mom. She's got it all down to a science. How does she do it? Well, many women are still trying to have it all. A job, a family, more education, and community involvement. Well, today we meet one woman who is on the front lines.
It's an auto accident on... I'm not going anywhere, sweetie. Hold on one second. I got the sheriff on the phone.
Melanie Snow Waxler has mastered the art of multitasking. She makes dinner for the kids while talking to her boss, the sheriff. Some nights she even tosses in an online college criminology course.
This particular semester, I do have a live class from 5:30 to 8, which, as every mother knows, is the prime time in the evening.
But her duties don't stop there. She's making a documentary about wounded warriors. She MCs charity events, and there's more. Every day is a new story to tell.
I picked up my boys, brought them home, waited till their father came home to take over, was logged into my class on the computer, then had to switch to my Bluetooth in my car as I drove to a junior league meeting, while I have my earphone in my ear watching my class or listening to my class while driving, and I don't recommend that to anyone. I'm also getting phone calls about an escaped inmate.
Her friends are impressed.
I think it's amazing and tremendously brave.
Melanie's strategy, confidence, and decisiveness.
I don't have time to be wishy-washy. I don't have time to overthink things.
Some other tips for brave women who do it all. A shared online calendar can let the whole family know when each member has an activity planned. Another tip, work at home and home at work. Pay your bills on the office lunch hour and check your work email at home. And finally, connect with other women who have the same hectic lifestyle as you. You'll be able to share stories and advice. For Melanie, being unafraid to take on the world works for her.
I don't know if multitasking this way is very healthy, but it's the way that I live, and it keeps me going, and I'm not the kind of person to want to slow down because I have goals to attain and I have to keep going.
Which is why there's a good chance she may even put more on her plate soon. Experts say women who feel overwhelmed by so many calls on their time from career and family often forget to rest and relax. Staying mentally and emotionally stable is just as important as physical fitness. Well, no matter whether you think of yourself as a super mom or not, being the best mom you can be is all that anyone can ask, and oftentimes that means serving them healthy options. And with all the talk about milk with added hormones, you may be looking for alternatives for you and your children. Joining us today to tell us more is WBOC's Alice Bavis. Alice, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon.
Thanks for having us.
All right, alternatives to milk. What are they? Name some.
Well, if you go to the grocery store these days, you'll find the whole section is full of different products, and not all of them are just regular old milk. You'll find soy milk, almond milk, coconut milk. There's a blend of almond and coconut milk. Some of them are unsweetened, some of them are sweetened, some are vanilla, some are chocolate. It's hard to know what you should drink.
It can be overwhelming. Okay, so are these necessarily healthier options than just regular cow's milk?
It depends on who you're asking, I suppose. I mean, we spoke with a dietitian when doing the story about the different options, and one thing she pointed out is some people are obviously lactose intolerant. If you're lactose intolerant, you're not going to want to drink the cow's milk, and so people started drinking soy milk and almond milk and other things. But more and more we're finding people aren't buying just regular old milk. They're buying these alternatives, and some of them don't have everything that milk has. Some are lacking in protein, but their calcium seems to be there, which is also an important thing to get.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. I mean, are we missing out on things that we get from cow's milk when we drink almond milk and all those alternatives?
You are missing out on the protein that you would get. I think some milk has 8 grams of protein, and that's very important for children, especially when they're growing and so forth. But if you decide you are going to use almond milk or coconut milk or a different milk, you want to look at what isn't in that milk and supplement it in a different way. You know, if they were maybe eating more eggs to get more protein or more meat, you have to kind of look at the diet and supplement from what you're missing.
And like you just mentioned, more and more people are getting away from the cow's milk.
And we spoke with a man who does a lot of coffee in his shop. He also does smoothies, and he said if he wasn't exactly getting all of those things, then he might not please the customer.
The alternative milks showed up on the market, so at that point people noticed them, started to request them. Of course, you know, to accommodate that, we carried them and, you know, did well.
Now, one dietitian here on the peninsula said she sways one way or the other in the milk versus milk alternative issue. What did she have to say?
Well, she did have a specific answer for if she had children, what she would give them. And that is one of the things that we are going to highlight in my story, which airs tonight.
All right. Thank you so much, Alice, for joining us this afternoon. And don't miss your daily dose coming up tonight on WBOC News at 10 on Fox 21. And if you stick around, you can also catch us in the Delmarva Life Kitchen. After the break, we're joined by the chef from DeFebo's restaurant in Rehoboth. She teaches us how to make a pancetta wrapped jumbo shrimp stuffed with crab and fig risotto. Wow! Delmarva Life. We'll be right back.